Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Uncharted Brutal Difficulty walkthrough, and this is Chapter 12, Heading Upriver. I'm currently running around with Elena trying to pick up some different guns, and we're about to get on the jet ski, which I do knock this jet ski quite a lot. I'm really glad when I get off it, but in the grand scheme of things, it could have been way worse. That being said, there are some interesting moments where you have to interact with currents and enemies that kill you incredibly quickly, where I just kind of wish that this wasn't a thing. And I feel in a lot of ways that it was kind of a victim of the era of gaming it came out. In a lot of ways games copy from each other, and back in the days when Uncharted was new, there was a lot of the on-rails vehicle sections put into sequences such as this. And games weren't always doing that, but hot new ideas happened, and a lot of people integrated them into their ideas. It's the same reason why back on the PS2 everything seemed to have a sandbox in driving, because Grand Theft Auto became so very popular. And this is another one of those casualties of everybody enjoying these vehicle moments. And nowadays, when you see these in games, you kind of groan a little bit because you're used to seeing them so much. It's not a Call of Duty, is it, unless there's a tank section or a chopper section or sections like that. And it comes to the point where you expect it in almost a negative way. And I do think that now that the technology is evolving and that we're getting the capacity to do way more impressive set pieces, that we're going to see vehicle moments evolve and take the next logical step of what they could be. And I think a lot of those moments in, for instance, Uncharted 4 were really nice. You had the vehicle climbing sequences and just the exploration. You had the moments with a tow cable, which is a simple mechanic, but it worked really well. And then, of course, you have that really good chase sequence where you're jumping between the convoys and getting dragged on the rope, and all of that was really exciting and definitely an extension of something like this. But if not for these moments that we're watching right now, Uncharted 4 could never have been a thing, because we have to take these early tentative steps to get to where we're going. But our journey up this river comes with a couple of punctuation marks of combat, and we're about to experience the first one here. Those barrels that you see me interacting with, if I don't shoot them and they hit you, they will instantly kill you. And of course the people up here who are shooting at us and are very good at hitting you through the leaves and the trees and all the jungle and what have you, will kill you in around 2 to 3 bullets, so be very quick if you can. You do not have any kind of ammo restrictions here, so you'll notice I am going to town with the pistol, just going nuts. It doesn't seem to reload all that frequently, so just enjoy it. It's one of those balance conceits that lets the game work as well as it does. Can you imagine if you had limited ammo here? This would probably be a nightmare. Because you cannot rush it either. You might be watching this and thinking, well, why don't you just put, the throttle all the way up there and boost as fast as you can? In a lot of games, speed gives you a better chance of not being shot, doesn't it? Well, in this game, because of how accurate they are on Brutal, speed really just punctuates your death. It's kind of funny. It gives you a nice little glorious beatdown before the eventual death. And I thought this was quite interesting too. You'll notice up on the bridge, there's a truck dropping those barrels into this current, and that's the reason that we're being assailed by them. But once we get past here, you'll notice that we're still getting assailed by trucks, by the barrels that these trucks seem to be throwing, and I was hoping that after that one, you wouldn't see them again, because it was a nice little sequence and we can move on to newer things. And I really like it when a game has a bunch of neat ideas, but it doesn't linger on any one for too long, so you just kind of go, oh, next section. Like, there could have been a sequence of tricky climbing sequences here, trying to get the jet ski to go the way you needed it to go, and there could have been some tricky currents and what have you. But it's back to the barrels, and back to fighting with your controller when you're trying to aim, because it's going to push you. It's just the way that water works when there is, such force moving through it. But we're coming up on the final firefight of the sequence, and there's a couple of really cheeky barrels here. So try not to get blindsided as you try and push this a little too quickly. And of course, be careful for this. The enemies... the enemies are rough in this game. You know that they will be merciless. And you know that you need some luck sometimes to survive those first hits and to give some back. So just realise where they are before it becomes too much of a problem, and make sure to put anything you can between yourself and them to give you the breathing room needed to regenerate, and to give you the chance to find your targets and to take them out, and see them do incredible flips, like this is some kind of western show where they're falling off the roofs. I enjoy that too much. It reminds me of being a kid when you used to go see those Western shows. I always wanted to be the cowboy that got shot and fell off the roof. I suppose that goes to show how my brain works. I don't think about the immediate dangers and, you know, how in like 20 years you'll probably be in a wheelchair from all the falls and concussions and things, or what have you. Because, I mean, can you imagine how long a stuntman has, you know, full quality of life? If he's doing really, really crazy stuff for a very long period of time, he's taking some bumps, isn't he? He's taking a lot of bumps. He's being set on fire. He's jumping off things. He's taking his lumps because it's the profession that he chose or he just stumbled into. I can't imagine you grow old gracefully being a stuntman of any kind. And stunts are getting way safer now, but still, there is still an element of risk that you still hear about them dying, don't you? So I can't imagine it's a very, you know, it's one of those jobs you've got to live it, you've got to love it, or you would never do it. Because, you know, I don't think there's a paycheck big enough to take that kind of a pounding. But thank you for watching, guys, and you take care now.